Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy of the Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we are going to look at King of Tokyo Origins. Of course, King of Tokyo, a game that I absolutely love. You get these giant dice, you're chucking them across the table, you're attacking your opponents, and hoping that you can survive and become the King of Tokyo. This is a smaller version of the original. So let me show you how this one plays. And to be totally honest, it plays exactly the same as the original one. So I'll give you a light overview as to how this one plays. And then I'm going to share my final forecast on what my thoughts are on this product, if you've never played King of Tokyo or you don't own it, and this product, if you already own King of Tokyo, should you buy this one. So let me show you how to play this. Final forecast coming up. Cue the thunder. So the Raider overview for King of Tokyo Origins looks like this. Here I have it set up for 2 players. You got Cosmic Joe versus Ironback. Of course, you would also get McHamster and Gigarex in the game, so it can play up to 4 players. You get a stack of cards that you will be able to purchase throughout the game. You will need energy to buy those cards, and then you get this board as well as these 6 dice. Turns are pretty simple. On your turn, you will be rolling these 3 dice, or you will be rolling these 6 dice, and you can have up to 2 different re-rolls, so a total of 3 rolls, much like Yahtzee. Whenever you roll, you can decide what you want to keep. Let's just imagine that I am Ironback and I am in Tokyo. At that point, I can keep whatever dice I want. Hearts don't do me any good because when you're in Tokyo, you cannot resolve these hearts. So let's just roll all these again, and here we go. I'm going to keep these claws because anytime you are in Tokyo and you are resolving some claws, you're attacking everybody outside of Tokyo, whereas if you're on the outside, you're attacking the person inside of Tokyo. So I'm going to keep those, and I'm going to roll these again. And there you go. That would be the end of my dice rolls, unless, of course, I have some cards that let me roll an additional time. But I would then resolve what I have. So I would attack 3 times. Then that would mean Cosmic Joe, that player, would lose 3 hearts. I would move these aside. The heart does me no good, and the 2 and the 3 don't do me no good as well. Imagine with me, though, that I did roll 3 2s. At that point, I would get that many stars. 3 2s equals 2 stars. So, for example, I would get 2 stars. What do stars do? Well, you win the game if you either get all the way up to 20 stars, or if you eliminate everybody and you are the last one surviving Tokyo. So that's what the numbers do. I could have also rolled energy. Anytime I gain energy, I gain that many cubes, and you use this energy, as mentioned, to buy specific cards. So, I could spend these 3 energy to buy this corner store card. I discard it immediately and I gain 1 star. Or maybe I would spend those 3 energy for a card like this Scavenger. I get to keep it, and I may buy cards from the discard pile as well as from the 3 that are available. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how you play King of Tokyo. You're rolling these dice, you're attacking whoever is in Tokyo, or if you are in Tokyo, you're attacking everybody else. You're gaining energy, you're gaining stars, and like I said, the first person to 20 stars or the last one surviving is the winner of King of Tokyo. So now let's move on over and check out the final forecast. So the final forecast for King of Tokyo Origins, the smaller little brother of King of Tokyo. So let me talk about this. If you've never played King of Tokyo, you don't own it, what are my thoughts on this little box with 4 brand new monsters? You got Cosmic Joe, McHamster, Gigarex, as well as Ironback. What are my thoughts on this small little box? Well, I think this is a cool version of the game. It's an introductory version of the game. It only plays 4, whereas the original plays up to 6. And it doesn't have some of the more quote-unquote complex cards like Mimic or Poison Spit that have little tokens that you have to do a little more upkeep. It doesn't have that. All these power-up cards are like kind of very straightforward. Most of them are from the original. There's about, a dozen new ones. And so I guess they've taken out all the quote-unquote more complex ones. Not that I think that they definitely necessarily needed to do that, but they did it nonetheless. If you've never played King, or like if you've never bought it, do you get this one or do you get the one that plays 6? And I have to say, that all depends on how many people are you going to be playing this with. If you're typically not going to play more than 4, I think this is a good box that has all the fun and excitement that King of Tokyo has. Which it's still compatible with all the power-up expansions, so you could get the evolution cards, and they obviously won't connect with these monsters, but you could use those with this if you wanted added, complexity and strategy and whatnot. And so this is a decent, small little box version of King of Tokyo. It comes with, obviously a set of dice, which for me, I love this because my dice, after playing the other one, like oodles and oodles of time, are starting to chip and starting to show their wear. So getting a brand new set of dice is fantastic. I love that because I wish I could just buy the dice sometimes. That's cool. At the same time, if you're like, this looks fun, I want a little bit more, the base game isn't that much more expensive than this one. And so I got this at Target exclusive at the time of recording, and it was $30. And I looked online, Canadian. So I looked online, American pricing for King of Tokyo, and online, like, I think the base game's like maybe like $45. So then I'm thinking, like, for $15 more, it might just be worth getting the bigger version of the game, which then gives you 2 more monsters, a few more cards. Not a few more cards, a few different cards, because this one has 14 new cards that aren't in the other one. And it can play up to 6 players, so you can just bring more people to the table to play King of Tokyo, because this is a game that I love playing at that 4, 5, and 6 player count, because it's just crazy. It's just absolute chaos. And so I can't spend your money, but if you're on the fence, small version, big version, you may just want the original one, depending on how much space you have on your game shelf. I know those are like coveted spots for gamers and those in the hobby. So that's that. If you already own the game, do you need to have this? If you're a collector, this is going to drive you nuts because you're going to want to have these new monsters, which I will say that Ironback is my favorite. It's really neat. I love it how he has the claw on his armor. That's really awesome. And the mech hamster has got a whole bunch of hamsters in the armor controlling it in hamster balls. So, I like that. If you follow the King of Tokyo line and you have a bunch of the, monster packs, this could be seen as kind of like maybe 4 monster packs. Maybe. Like each monster pack typically adds another element of, way to play, like Anubis. It has, that 4-sided pyramid dice or pyramid die. And then the King Kong has the little tower that you're climbing and you can win that way. And the Transformer one, Cybertooth, I think, can have like the biped mode or the animal mode or whatever. So these don't add that, but they do add, like I said, 14 new power cards that you can buy. So this I can see as an expansion if you're like myself and absolutely love King of Tokyo. At the same time, I can see myself packing this one for, a picnic in the park. It can fit in a backpack and I don't need as much table space. I can just throw my little dice tray in there and then I can play on a picnic table or a really, really small table. So there's things to be said one way or another. I can't spend your money as to if you absolutely need this. I will say this, one of the new cards, the Orb of Doom, is insane. 9 energy, expensive, I get it. But other monsters lose 1 heart every time they reroll. That's crazy. Like, that's
You're wiping that. If you can't afford that and that comes out, you're spending those 2 energy, so nobody can have that. But then at the same time, there's a card that lets you buy a card from the discard pile. So, there's ways around it. But yeah, I can see why this exists to get people into the hobby. At the same time, it boggles my mind a little bit because the price points are so close. But overall, I love this game because it's more of King of Tokyo. It's more of things that I love, and I love a new set of fresh dice. So I'm still giving this one a 90% Chance of Meeples because it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, King of Tokyo Origins, fantastic. Hopefully I gave you some insight as to whether you want to get this one or the original, or if you have the original, should you get this one? It's up to you now. My name is Brent. Check us out on Facebook, Cloudy the Chance of Meeples. Until next time, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with the Chance of Meeples.